Um. Alright. Receiving. Alright, sweet. Our live stream is now up, guys. Hey guys, it's the Nerd Patrick, and welcome to another live stream. So yeah, we are going to be playing Trick and Treat, and we'll be playing the Lilian Storyline. Since the last two videos that we did, which are like half an hour long, basically those were videos. This is a live stream, so you guys can watch all you want, and I'll catch you up if you go off or if you've come on. So alright, so what we'll be doing is we'll be playing this game, and we'll be playing the Lilian Storyline. Basically, the Lilian Storyline is, yeah, not the opposite one that we did, not the cat girl. It's just a different one, it's the character. The sound of our steps, combined with that of the occasional nocturnal animal, is the only thing we can hear. It's terribly dark in this place. The dense vegetation makes it impossible to see the sky or light from the moon. Now, this is going through all the stuff that we've already gone through. Our flashlights are the only things that light up our way. At times like this, one begs not to run out of battery. We walk without knowing what we are really looking for, or better said, for no reason. We are just a group of boys bored with our lives, trying to create a lasting memory on this night, instead of just staying home doing nothing. Today is October 31st, All Hallows Eve, better known as Halloween. Hence the name, Trick and Treat. Three young men walk through a dark but up until now, nothing special forest, me being one of them. We are doing it to prove our courage. It's too bad there isn't a girl to see how brave we are. Shut up! I know I'm messing up. Alright, seeing it like that, one could say this is a meaningless effort. For a moment, I stopped to look at my watch. It's 1:49 a.m. Actually, it's like 10:33 a.m. here at this current time of the live stream. That means we have been walking aimlessly for more than 2 hours now. I'm sure that many people would find a place like this terrifying. But once you get used to it, the fear disappears, making it feel normal. What makes us afraid of the dark is that we cannot know what hides in it, what lurks in the shadows. I heard somebody. Somebody's probably like kind of come to like interrupt the live stream or something. But this is clearly an empty darkness. At that moment I sigh, feeling how tired my legs are. What is the point of being here? Clearly we had already demonstrated what we wanted. It would be best to return. I should tell them. Oh hell no. That always gets me, that still gets me. I was about to speak when suddenly the atmosphere in the forest becomes strange. Suddenly a cold chill runs through my body. Is it winter there? Is it Canada? Is it winter? It was like any other chill, except it was not going away. For no reason, the air's temperature dropped from 1 second to the other. So much so, my breath becomes visible and turning into mist. It doesn't end there. The air is now filled with a rotten smell, just like a little short from being unbearable. Images of worms and flies soon appear in my mind, giving me a real unpleasant feeling. We all stop at that moment. What's happening? I asked while turning to look at my friends. By the expression on their faces, it was easy to know that they were just as lost as I was. It was then that we heard footsteps nearby that did not come from any of us. We all got dead quiet after that. I don't know if it was out of fear or to check if it was not a mistake, but we stayed motionless like statues without making a noise. Just looking at each other's faces, wondering the same thing. What was happening? As if I could know. We heard the steps again. They clearly belonged to a human, or at least to a large animal, but there was something strange about them. Maxon, shut up. Why are you mod? It sounds as if the person walked dragging one foot. Just thinking about it made me shiver. Sorry, I was just doing the motions. Damn, why is this happening? It makes no sense. We should have returned home before, but now it's too late to regret it. I have the feeling that we are being stalked by someone. The strange footsteps stop, but I'm still feeling the presence nearby. I don't know where it is, but I know that it's looking at me. That cursed thing is looking at me. My heart is beating anxiously. Tuk, 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 tuk. It's almost as if my body was telling me to get out of there. But strangely, my friends seem unable to perceive it. It seems that it's gone. It must have been just an animal, said one of them, convinced that we were safe. I would like to believe that too. We had a sigh of relief, however bad luck would soon strike us again. Unexpectedly, the forest becomes darker than before, in just the blink of an eye. Yeah. But that wasn't the fault of the forest, but of our flashlights, which went out. Yeah, words! I need speech therapy. Of the three, only one, mine, was still working. What's going on? Did the batteries die? Asked one of them, scared, while they both beat them desperately, as if that was going to revive them. I can't blame them. The idea of walking in the darkness was not pleasant for anyone. But after a few moments, we had no choice but to resign ourselves to that. Once more, the sound of our footsteps is heard, but the silence is different now. We are not quiet because we have nothing to say, but because we are afraid. We continue walking despite the fear that invades us. Visibility is almost zero, but we have no choice. Okay, it's still going on. The stream's still going on. Okay, guys. In theory, we were walking back, looking for the exit, but I cannot remember anything of this forest. We could be walking in circles, and I would never notice it until it is too late. I hate the thought of it. I just want to get out of here. Suddenly, my thoughts are silenced. We hear the footsteps of someone or something. Once more, the three of us become statues awaiting the presence to go. I hold my breath while feeling my heart beating anxiously. Damn. Get away from here and leave us alone! Unexpectedly, the steps are heard closer. This time they do not disappear, but rather come at us. I can't stand it. Desperately, I move my flashlight everywhere, looking for the author of these footsteps, hoping for the light to reveal their identity and erase our fears. Nothing. 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 Is that all there is around here? Just empty air. My anxiety grows with each failed attempt. I refuse to believe that it was a ghost. Suddenly, when I move the flashlight again, I see a silhouette. I could not distinguish what it was, but for a moment, the light revealed something. Quickly I pointed to the same place, only to discover it was gone. I hold my breath anxiously. It was not an illusion. I am sure that I saw something. It was then that I hear something nearby. Without even thinking, I aim the light towards that place. What I found leaves us paralyzed with an expression of disbelief on our faces. Meow. It is a white cat with eyes of an intense red, which stands before us. Her look is not the friendliest to say something. Somehow, I get the feeling it's a female cat. Suddenly, she lets out a thunderous meow that leaves us terrified. It sounded more like a lion roaring than a simple cat. The echo of her meow was heard throughout the forest, making it sound more sinister than it should be. It was then that suddenly an inexplicable force hits us three. I fall to the ground and little by little my eyelids close. The fatigue becomes unbearable. I lose consciousness on the ground of the forest without knowing what was going to happen with me. Alright, let's do this. Yeah. It was a day like any other, so normal that it was almost painful. The only special thing that could be said about it is that it's October 31st. What? What? October the 31st. Alright. 33rd. Far away the memories were when I was a kid and went out with my friends to ask for sweets from house to house. Just remembering it made me sigh. I feel nostalgic. Some things were better than when I was a child, or at least seems like that. There was some who had good costumes, whether of superheroes or monsters. My friends and I, on the other hand, had to use our imagination. Creativity was our costume. You could say, no matter how funny it could sound. I lost myself there. I remember that my mother once painted red my face and told me, "You will be the devil." Hell no. But it seems only she saw it that way. When we went from home to home, everyone said I was Tomato Man. But those things didn't matter to me, since we always had a good time. If I asked for candy now, even if I had the best costume, I'm sure no one would give me anything. Except perhaps a scolding for acting like a child when I am 17 years old. But anyway, I can't stay in the past. I must live in the present, no matter how little exciting that might be. Back to reality. We are a group of friends who don't have any plans for today. We are still not old enough to go to a disco, and I doubt guys as us would have any luck in that environment. The other option would be to go to a party, meet girls and have fun. Everything perfect except that nobody has invited us. Not being popular has its disadvantages. Hey, Axel, let's play a couple of matches. What do you say? My friend Steven called my attention while playing with the game console. Rush Red, I believe that's what the game is called. A fast and quite complicated fast fighting game for me. Yeah, throat. I would normally agree to play with him, but for some reason I don't feel in the mood today. I have no desire to play now. I replied with discouragement. I almost felt bad for doing it. Feel. Boring! The AI is no rival for me, Steven said with confidence. That you're playing on normal difficulty does not help your argument. I don't feel like losing, but if you want, you can challenge to Alfred. I said, leading the attention to my other friend. I don't know how to play that, answered Alfred, doubting for a second. He is sitting behind the PC, but it seems that he isn't doing anything interesting. The screen only shows a lot of text. I think he is in Wikipedia. Hey, don't you have something more fun to do? I asked with discouragement, without even thinking about what he was reading. Alfred looked at me surprised. The actual problem of society is that people are not interested in discovering their history. He was one of the most pseudo-intellectuals, always looking for any rare information to appear smarter than others. When we forget our past mistakes, we are doomed to repeat them, he added later. What are you talking about? This village is small, and its story is not interesting at all. Nothing outside of the normal has ever happened in it. Alfred laughed mockingly after hearing that. Your arrogance is worthy of praise, he says, filling his chest with pride. Words. The very fact is it is a small town. It is a small town is the reason it's full of mysteries. Did you know that 20 years ago, on this date, a man disappeared? So, what about it? I asked without being impressed or even interested in the least. Things like that happen all the time in all places. As I thought, you don't know the history despite living in this very place, Alfred said while adjusting his glasses in an arrogant gesture. There is a legend behind the disappearance. That is what I was reading. After listening to him, I looked back at the computer screen with curiosity. It's then that I noticed that it was not Wikipedia, but some other page. Come on, read this and learn a little, Alfred said, inviting us to read what was on the screen. Both Stephen and I moved closer to read it. Town of Abington, Oxfordshire Country, 1994. I came to this town with only 4,000 inhabitants to support them in an investigation. Shut up, I know numbers. Truth is that never in my life have I seen something this strange. I won't say your typical detective-ish nonsense that I have seen thousands of strange things in my life. I have seen many crimes, yes, some difficult to solve, but all of them were human. Even if you don't know how they managed to perpetrate the crime, you know that they are people like anyone else. In this case, I don't think I'm able to say the same thing. Truth is that I can't understand what happened. I was called for the disappearance of a man named Matthew Graham, 23 years, single. The last time he was seen, he was returning home from a Halloween party. He had drank alcohol, but was still sober. You didn't hear that, or at least that's what witnesses said. Anyway, this is not something which can be explained with a simple drunkenness. He apparently got lost on the way home and decided to enter the forest called Oakwood. It had rained yesterday, so the ground was wet and muddy. We could easily find his traces, which were leading deep inside the forest. Apparently he walked for 3 hours before stopping. I say stop, but the truth is, we don't know what happened then. The track suddenly ended up in a clearing in the forest, and that's all. There was no evidence of struggle, no other trace of pieces of clothing on the ground. There was no blood, no more footprints, or anything else. The depth of his last footprints and the position they were in indicated that he was still walking. No point he stood still. It was as if he had vaporized in the air, with all his clothes, in the middle of his walk. Obviously, I can't believe such a thing, but I can't give any other explanation. The only thing I remember is that near the footprints I sensed a faint smell of rot. However, there were no animal corpses nearby. It is ridiculous to think he suddenly started to decay and became earth. In the end, the case was closed in just 3 days, with no evidence of any kind. We couldn't say anything, but that he had decided to escape from the village. However, while officially there was no more to do, I couldn't sleep in peace. Thinking about what could have happened to him took away my sleep. In my mind, I thought all sorts of theories, like maybe everything was a plan developed by Matthew. But in the end, they all seemed impossible. I decided to investigate more on the issue. I searched the town for similar stories, and to my surprise, I found 4 more, all young men. The story was always the same. They walked into the forest alone, disappearing without trace. Even more curious is that all of them disappeared on the same date, October 31st. But there is more. A detail that completely eliminates the possibility that there is a killer or kidnapper behind this, and that the separation of the years. Roger Bacon disappeared in 1924. Michael Smith, disappeared in 1867. Jason Black disappeared in 1813. And the worst of all, Oswald Taylor disappeared in 1707. Hey, Mom.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It simply couldn't be possible. My curiosity led me to dig deeper. I thought that the answer may be in the past of the forest. It was then when I discovered that what seemed to be a simple and boring forest actually had a great story. Before it was called Oakwood, or Oak's Forest, the place was called Witchwood. The word witch has huge similarity with witch. Taking into consideration that it is an old name and language changes over time, that indicates that it was the Forest of Witches. Apparently more than 400 years ago, the people of the village believed witches lived in their forests. Unfortunately, almost all the information is already lost. There were stories told in voice, without a proper written record. I know that with the change of religion to Christian, people stopped seeing the witches with good eyes and began to hunt them. Apparently the last one, before her death, cast a curse in the forest, which even today should continue to exist. Anyway, obviously I cannot accept something like that as an answer. In the end, I have no other choice than accepting that each one of them escaped from the village, using the legend of the forest to make it look like it was something supernatural. Yeah. Alright, we'll be back in a moment, guys. And we're back. Alright. No, damn it! I missed the line. Alright. I said honestly surprised, even if it is a lie. It managed to hold my interest. Wait, there is something more, Alfred said at the same time he scrolls to the comments. We read what is written there. A couple of comments call our attention. Both of them talk about some creature. At that time, they felt a horrible fear for what could happen to them. Well, the two comments share great similarities. Sorry about that. But they could have been written by the same person. There are many others that deny it. Looks like many people went into the forest because of the legend, but couldn't find anything. I thought that you only read these things to look more cool before the girls, replied Stephen as a joke. Alfred giggles with a little shame. Partly, yes. He admitted it. That was a secret everybody silently knew. Well, well. Now, we have an activity for tonight, Stephen said at the same time he makes a face overflowing with enthusiasm. What? I asked, completely lost. I thought we were just killing time. Simple. Let's go to that forest, Stephen replied without hesitation. He seemed really fascinated by the story. Are you insane? I said, Alfred, unable to believe what he just heard. You only needed to look at his face to know he did not like the idea. Despite everything you've heard, you want to go? Of course, it would be a test of courage among us three, replied Stephen, full of confidence, perhaps too much. You should relax a bit. Don't tell me you're afraid. No. Why should I be afraid? Answered Alfred at the same time he folds his arms, making a false gesture of security. It's more than obvious that you are afraid, Alfred. Almost as much as when you have to talk with a girl. What about you, Axel? Don't tell me you won't come. Suddenly Stephen asks me, at the same time looking at me mockingly. Don't tell me you want to be the chicken of the group. I hate when that tone of voice he used. I will never give you that, I said without thinking, showing a confident smile and look. Well, let's not say more. Take your coats, backpacks, flashlights, and some food. We are going to the forest, Stephen said, full of energy. All, yeah! We three said in unison, as if we were going to some kind of private party, not really knowing what we were doing or what we were going to find. 2:13 a.m. Ooh. Still got viewers. Alright, we still got viewers. Yeah! I awake completely focused, not knowing how much time had passed. My head hurts like hell, but I can't blame it. Fortunately, the pain goes away quickly, just as my confusion. Soon, I come back to my senses. My flashlight is lying on the ground, shining towards the empty air. I immediately pick it up. It was only my protection against the darkness that surrounds me. Then I remember that Stephen and Alfred were with me. Stephen! Alfred! Can you hear me? Without thinking, I scream their names in the dark while trying to find them with my flashlight. But there is no trace of them. They are gone. Where the hell are they? And what the heck just happened? I don't understand anything. Shit. We should stay at home. This is not a proof of courage. We could be in danger. I have to find them. 2:19 a.m. Little time has passed since I started to look for my friends, and I already can't stand this place. I'm going crazy in this forest. The darkness that covers it is unnatural. It is darkness that steals your own sanity, replacing it with anxiety. To make it worse, the air is damp and cold. Shit! To make it worse, the air is damp and cold, as in winter, carrying a strong rot smell. As if there were corpses of animals hidden throughout the forest. The atmosphere in this place is oppressive. With every step you take, it makes you more uncomfortable. Since I started to look for my friends, I felt that something is watching me. But there's nothing. I sigh with my voice full of frustration. I just want to get out of here. I continue walking, devoid of any hope. No matter where I look or how much I walk, I find nothing. I could not even hear the sounds of animals. Rather, it seems they are already dead and rotting. No, I have to calm myself, I said to myself. I stopped for a moment to rest. I breathed deeply, but the rotten air of this place does me no good. Immediately, I start to cough as if I had something stuck in my throat. Shit! What am I going to do? This cursed forest seems endless. Even if by miracle I could escape, I cannot abandon Stephen and Alfred. I'm really screwed up. Again, I sigh, feeling on the verge of tears. My frustration is building up, but I have to do my best to keep calm. If I fall into despair, then there's no doubt I will be joining the list of missing persons. In the end, I decide to keep walking. Step by step, I should get somewhere. At least I was convinced that staying in the same place would not do me any good. Even if it was only to deceive myself, feeling that I am doing something, I wanted to continue walking. Time passes without any changes. Only the sound of my footsteps can be heard. Knowing that as soon as you stop, you will be surrounded by a dead silence. Dead silence is a good incentive to keep walking. But my legs were already hurting. Suddenly I hear a crack at my feet. Instantly I take a step back and look below to see what made that sound. What is this? I whispered to myself, surprised, discovering that I had stepped on an animal bone. I believe that it's from an animal, although I do not rule out the possibility that it belongs to a person. But for my own good, I prefer not to think about that. An expression of anguish is drawn on my face. It is best to ignore it. I have to keep walking. Suddenly my flashlight reveals something. Without hesitation, I point towards there again, only to realize with surprise that it is the white cat. The one from before which made that awful meow, but this time I find it lying on the ground. It appears to be fainted and is wounded. Then, what should I do? Okay, let's just ignore the cat for this time. This storyline, let's just ignore the cat. It is best to continue walking without her. That cat is dangerous. It's her fault that I ended up in this place, and my friends are missing. I don't know what else that cat is capable of doing, so I decide it's better to leave it behind and continue walking. I feel so cruel. I feel like a meanie. I soon lost to sight of the cat. What? Once more, I find myself in the dark forest, walking aimlessly, only moving forward, but it didn't seem I was getting somewhere. Come here, you'll be safe. I suddenly stop. Oh! No! No! Oh, that is scary. That is some creepy stuff. It was probably easy to see the disbelief on my face at that moment. It's that voice again, I whispered to myself when no one to listen to me. Shortly after, I got away from the cat. A mysterious voice appeared in my mind. It is a feminine voice, soft and gentle, as if it belongs to a princess from a fairy tale. But I can't trust it. Am I really going crazy? Or is it this forest that doesn't make any sense? I don't know, but I don't like any of the two options. Don't be afraid. Come with me. I will help you. Every time the voice is heard, more clearly and stronger, and more often, she seems to be leading me somewhere. No, I don't like this. It does not inspire me with confidence, but between the voice and staying here in this putrid force, that seems to have no end. I should choose to follow it. Shortly after, I arrived to a clearing in the forest. At last, I can see the night sky. The full moon shines elegantly, surrounded by a blanket of darkness and stars. A beautiful image, but there's something strange in it. How weird. Wasn't there a half moon tonight? I say to myself as I look at the moon and try to remember a vague memory in my mind. Anyway, it is not important. The moon will not come to save me. I lower my sight. It was then that I noticed that there was a cabin in the clearing. It was hidden under the shade of trees nearby, so I didn't see it before, I think. The cabin looks old and worn down, even depressing. But if I'm lucky, there may be someone there. Open the door. I'm waiting for you, my knight. No! Suddenly I hear the voice again. It was in the cabin, no doubt. Somehow her voice sounds different this time. It has an inexplicable kindness, even love. I feel as if I were a man returning home to see his wife. After thinking about it for a moment, I can't help but laugh at myself. How silly. I must be really losing my mind. I said as a joke, hiding my anxiety with humor. In any case, there's nothing else for me than to open the door. However, I can't stop thinking that I'm forgetting something. My hand then slowly opens the door of the cabin. What awaits me there is something that leaves me panicked. The bodies of the 5 missing people were hanging as if they were puppets, with empty eyes, but all of them are facing me. And between them is a woman with a big smile. Oh no! I opened my eyes wide with amazement, and my lips got dry. Finally, I remember what I was forgetting, when it was too late. Thank you for saving me, by giving me your life. No! No, no, no! Said the voice with an indescribable love, but announced by my horrible destiny. It's true, as he disappeared in a clearing without any trace. I have no breath to speak. I just know that we can add something more to the list. No, thank you. Is that it? Really? Really? No thanks. I don't think that was the Lilian storyline. I think that was just the murderer storyline. I don't know if I should redo it. Okay then. Do you guys have any questions down in the comments below? Get any questions, guys? Ask away. By the way, I'm talking about asking questions about the book, and yeah, if I can try and answer them. Alright, alright, so how about the other viewer, Jackson? Jackson. Alright, so we know it was a bad choice to yeah, it was a bad choice to walk away from the cat, cause we got killed. We got killed. That's not nice. That's not nice at all. Okay. Skip. Let's get back up to the damned cat. Where it's lying on the ground. Why? What? Skip. pick her up. It is best to continue without waking her. That cat is dangerous. It's her fault that I ended up in this place and my friends are missing. But even knowing that, for some strange reason, I can't help but feel sorry for her. I know... Alright. Even if it is unnatural, it is still an animal. Exactly! See, Rainbow Fox was right. My girlfriend was right. I should definitely redo the cat. I then bend down to see her closer. She's unconscious, and there is a thin line of blood coming from her mouth. I'm a real idiot. I say to myself at the same time I clean the blood from her mouth with a handkerchief that I had with me. Okay. Fortunately, she doesn't wake up. I then close her mouth, making her appearance a little better. Now she seemed to be peacefully sleeping. After a long sigh, I decide to pick her up carefully. I don't know what the powers of this cat are, but if she brought me here, maybe she can return me to my world. With her in my arms, I decide the best thing I can do is to continue walking. 2:31 a.m. Again, I find myself in the dark forest, walking aimlessly. Only moving forward, but it didn't seem I was getting somewhere. In my arms, I carry the cat, which sleeps soundly. Come here. Here, you'll be safe. I suddenly stop. It was probably easy to see the disbelief in my face at that moment. It's that voice again, I whispered to myself with no one to listen to me. Shortly after I found the cat, a mysterious voice appeared in my mind. It is a feminine voice, soft and gentle, as if it belonged to a princess from a fairy tale. But I can't trust it. Am I really going crazy? Or is it this forest that doesn't make any sense? I don't know, but I don't like any of the two options. I then feel the cat move in my arms. I look down at her confused, just to see how she opens her red eyes suddenly. I become quiet at that instant. For a moment, the two stayed motionless, staring into the eyes of the other. The red eyes of the cat are disturbing to me, but also there is something fascinating about them, something that attracts me. Don't, no, bestiality isn't right. I want to get married to my cat. I lose myself in her eyes, as if hypnotized, not hypnotized. Nah. Until suddenly she jumps with the intention of scratching my face. My reflexes pushing her at the same time I jump back, turning my head to dodge her claws. I managed to dodge her attack, but in the progress I dropped my flashlight. I panicked and acted clumsily. The flashlight falls near me, lighting up a tree in the vicinity. As soon as it left my hands, I remember how dense that abnormal darkness is. I quickly pick it up, not even thinking about taking action. Blech! I then light the place where the cat was, only to discover she had arched her body angrily, as if she feared an attack from me. Those red eyes stare at me, shining with the light of the flashlight, as if they were jewels, reflecting a fearsome hatred and rejection towards me. My body freezes after seeing them. I can't even think. The cat then lets out a thunderous meow, similar to the one before, but weaker, although not any less frightening. There is no doubt there's something wrong with that animal. It must be cursed. Everything is her fault. She must be some kind of evil spirit, a pet of the witches. I feel how panic seizes me. My heart beats quickly, begging me to do something. My mouth is dry, my forehead covered with cold sweat. What should I do? It is best for me to escape from this cursed cat. I made a mistake by bringing her with me. That cat only brings problems. I don't feel very sure about that voice. Perhaps it can guide me to the exit. Sounds kind, and I certainly don't want to stay with this animal. With that in my mind, I try to move forward, but the cat blocks my path. No matter how hard I try, she moves faster than me, showing me her claws and fangs furiously, as if preparing to attack me. My instincts tell me that it would be better to not go one step further. I don't know what she can do, but that cat is dangerous. Suddenly the cat begins to meow thunderously, almost making me deaf. My heart skips a beat with each of them, as if I were hearing a wild beast roaring ferociously. My breathing becomes agitated. Those meows are wrecking my nerves. I know I have no other way out. I don't care about the voice anymore. All I want is just to lose that cat from my sight. So, not wasting a second more, I start to run in the opposite direction, begging she was not following me. I run through the forest, not looking back, forgetting about everything except my desire to get away from her. I have no idea where I'm going, or how long it's been since I started to run, but I don't care. My lungs burn and my heart beats anxiously, begging me for a rest, but I cannot give myself that luxury. Stronger than the pleas of rest from my body are the pleas from my soul, crying, terrified, asking me to continue running until I can't anymore. Sometimes I hear the strange voice again, sounding in my head. But whenever it happens, the echo of the cat's meow are heard throughout the forest, freezing my blood again, reminding me that I cannot stop. I feel sorry for the voice, but I can't answer your call. I'm so desperate that more than 3 times I've fallen flat on the ground, and many more times hurt with the branches of trees. But that pain doesn't stop me. I'll keep running until my legs can't go one single step further. 2:57 a.m. I don't know how long I've been running, but for some minutes I haven't heard any of them, neither the voice nor the meows, much to my relief. Finally, I stop, resting my hands on my knees and feeling on the verge of fainting. I breathe, using my mouth, trying to fill my lungs with as much air as I can, while my lungs hurt as if they have been hammered mercilessly. But this pain does not bother me, because I finally feel safe. Suddenly, I look up, only to find something that fills me with joy. I see the exit of the forest. I did it! I escaped that demonic forest! I didn't become a victim! Another victim of the disappearances! Just thinking about it almost brings tears to my eyes. Axel! Axel! Suddenly I hear someone calling my name, but it isn't any strange voice. It's the voice of my friends, who are looking for me. Hey! Over here! I shout without hesitation, with a bit of difficulty because of my shortness of breath. Soon they found me, and impatiently run towards me. Where were you? The warrior was killing us, Stephen said with a face that I don't remember having ever seen before. Before answering, I take a breath. Inside the forest, I couldn't find the exit. That's strange. After that hit, we both woke up out of the woods. We thought that we'd be close, but we couldn't find you anywhere, explained Alfred, who also looked at me with great relief on his face. And you didn't try to find me in the forest? I said, feeling a little annoyed because they didn't go to save me as great friends. Instantly, both Stephen and Alfred shake their heads in denial. I didn't want to go back in, Alfred said, almost eating nails from imagining it. Me neither. After seeing that demonic cat, no. Also, we had hopes that you would be outside, just as we were. I say a sigh after hearing them, but I soon forget my annoyance. Well, we're ready. Well, I really can't blame you. The most important thing is that we are all safe. Yes, but that was somewhat terrifying. Confess even with with a pale face. Yeah, words. After that roar, I didn't know what was going to become of us. I was about to tell them about all I had to go through, but just before saying a word, I changed my mind. They didn't need to know. The most important thing is that we escape and nobody got hurt. Well, I think we've had enough for this test of courage. We should better get back home, I said, looking horribly tired. Without hesitation, both of them responded with a nod. After that, everyone started to walk back home without looking back. Despite everything, I have to say that our main goal was fulfilled. We had a memorable night. The legend is true. Now I know it. Really? Oh, come on. This is supposed to be the Lilian ending live stream. Come on. Oh, I saw it. I saw it. Ah, we also have a spectator here. We got a Jess.
Heels on.
With heels on. Why you got your heels on, Jess? Get shorter!
No.
Get shorter, Jess.
No. I like being tall. I've played that game.
It's this game here.
Yeah, that game.
It's interesting, eh?
It's okay.
I'm doing a live stream on it.
Uh,
I'm trying to do the Lilian storyline, but it's not damn working. Lilian is one of the characters.
is it the cat one or the...
No, the cat one is Ashley.
Ah.
Lilian is the ghost one, but I'm trying to find her, but she sort of whooped my ass. She sort of whooped my ass, so yeah. Okay, all right. Should we end this live stream off, guys? What are you up to, Jizz? Should we end the live stream off? And like get back to it and possibly try and get the Lilian storyline again in the video? Guys.
They've disappeared.
Hello? Anyone here? Shut up.
I don't wanna be
All by myself. Alright. We're going to end it off, guys. Well, I'm going to end it off. Jess and she just came here just for shits and giggles.
Yes, with my heels.
With her heels to bother me.
Yes.
And yeah, anyway guys, I will see you in a video that I'm hoping to post. I'll probably get to editing after this live stream. Anyway guys, if you did enjoy, please remember to breathe on the like button. Share this video when it's all finished, it's all done with. Remember to share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with the person down the road, anything, just make me popular. Anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy that live stream, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.
Bye.
Dead.